Welcome, 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 and how are you all doing? I understand. It's been a couple of days since I post my own individual video, but nevertheless, here I am, guys. Here I am. Gonna get with you real fast, and we're gonna talk about the what's the future of the Chicago Sky. Also, there was some talks of some boss moves that was made in Chicago. We all want what's best for uh, Angel Reese and Camilla while playing with the Chicago Sky, correct? Yes, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're hoping for, right? But nevertheless, let's see what is it that is next in store for Chicago Sky. Well, I'm going to tell you what's next in store for Chicago Sky. And first of all, where they are, let's give a brief synopsis of Chicago Sky season this year. The question is, where are they going to go? What are the answers for what's next? Who are they going to keep? Who are they not going to keep? Where we are with the what could potentially be a lockout for the WNBA players. And when they do, or this does happen, not to say allegedly, I'm just going to use the word allegedly because, again, the season isn't over. You still have playoff round championship game going on. And so once we find out what the finale is going to be with that final, who's going to be the champs this year, now you get into the negotiations even more. But as you can see around the league, what is happening with Kathy and Nafisa and some of the players, at the end of the day, these players aren't trying to hear Kathy. They've asked Kathy to do some things, and Kathy just have not done it. And I totally understand when you are running an organization such as this, you want to think about what you will call the bigger picture and not put your nose in certain areas that you feel that are you would lame, and I'm gonna air quote these, allegedly be areas that are of no concern of you, but it should be a concern of you because these are your players, Kathy, and I applaud. I would uh, I don't want to say applaud. I would hope that you at some point will figure out a way to get yourself out of this mud that you have put yourself into. So the simple answer to where the W is going to be in the next month or so is going to be a tough one to answer, let alone a great pill to swallow. If indeed, in fact, they decide they're going to take a break from a break while they get a conclusion as to the things that they want that will be best served for all players in the W. And going back briefly to Nafisa Collier's response, or I'm sorry, her exit interview statement, some of the things that was said by Kathy, and Kathy coming back now and lying and saying that she didn't say those things. I don't think any player would misconstrue words like that at all. However, I am on the outside looking in, so I can say allegedly, but I'm also going to say, in the same token, that I trust and believe that what Fee said was golden. It was definitely golden. Chicago is at a crossroads, trying to figure out where they are and what they're going to do. Pagliosha has an understanding that the team that he wants and the players he brought around the young core, which would be Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. And I'm going to throw Maddie Westbell in there. I don't quite want to throw Haley Van Lift's name in there. Haley, However, does she's still under contract? Will they bring her back next year? We will see. We will see. Will they release her out of the contract or trade her in a sense to another team, or vice versa? I could not specifically be certain about, but I think that the performance that we got, unfortunately, that she was like they're unable to give because of lack of play and lack of time on the court has definitely dampened the situation for her and her future in the W. And it's definitely not to say that she doesn't have a future in the W, because I feel that given time, Haley will be an extreme, intricate a part of the W, given the opportunity to grow. I'm one of those optimistics of players. There are some players we know that they just not gonna make it. And then there's players that if you give them an opportunity, I feel they can show you who they are without the misrepresentation of an organization applauding or alluding to where they would like to see her go, but never actually getting her there. So let's just say it like that and keep it super, super simple. Now, I know you see the title, you see Mellody Hudson name in the title. And I put her name in the title because we know that we've seen her at a couple of games this year. We're wondering, hey, what was the big push or the big reason for Mellody to be at Chicago's game? But why wouldn't anybody want to go watch the young core play along with the team itself and giving them an opportunity to showcase in front of someone who could potentially at some point invest in Chicago Sky? Something went out stating that she was in talks with potential eyes on wanting to be a part of Chicago Sky's organization. I am not understanding that is to be a valid source. Maybe it is, and maybe it isn't. And I'm just going to use the word allegedly. And I wanted to put that up there because I know that, there's some channels out there that spoke about it. And then there's some channels that say that it is not true. And if that's the case, nevertheless, it's out there. So we're going to talk about it. It is what it is. If indeed, in fact, this is something that Mellody would like to do, I think that it's going to be a great, great opportunity for an organization like Chicago, because I feel that she can come in and she can do great wonders, not only financially with the team, but positionally of the team itself in a whole. Also, give new hope to the fans of Chicago. And that's not to say that most of the fans of Chicago are displeased or don't want Pagliosha there. I just feel like, from what I see on the outside looking in, that they have an opportunity to really, really fix a situation, and may the best person that can get it done win. It's not about, for me, the fact that you completely destroyed your program this year because you thought you were doing right. So in your mind, is this what you were trying to do? I don't know, but the team just they never got to a point where they gelled 100% on the court. You would show spurts here and there, but never put a full game together. The couple times that they did put a full 4 quarters together, solid quarters together, they looked great. They looked like a team that could play and win more, continue to play longer by playing in the playoffs, but even more so get themselves to the playoffs. And that's tough when that happens. It's very, very tough. But what does that spell for someone like Angel Reese, who made the comment that, she want better for the organization. She want better players, but never did she once say that she just did not want the players there that are already there. And I want people to understand that, because the statement that was put out was indeed, in fact, put out of context, if we want to use that word, right? Because is that not what Kathy is using right now? She said, and I quote her, that she absolutely did not say those things. She feels that Nafisa Collier just kind of basically more or less misconstrued her words or didn't understand what she was truly trying to say. And now we're in this situation, and she was planning on meeting with Nafisa Collier, but Nafisa Collier then came out the next day with a statement that she was shutting down or canceling her meeting with Kathy Engelbert at that time. Will there be talks here soon? We don't know. We're inquiring minds. We want to know. That's why we're here talking about it, in hopes that maybe we can get some type of conversation, or maybe we get none, and the conversation that's being had is by the players as a whole and what they want. If leadership is bad, guys, I just want you to understand this. If you are a part of a team or an organization and the coach is bad, and or the commissioner of the league is bad, or your GMs of your individual teams are bad, you will not be successful. Not only will you not be successful, the fans you've gained, you will lose. And you just gained a ton of fans from the big three, as Nafisa Collier stated. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers. They have bought massive numbers to the W. And so how do you keep those relevant? How do you keep those fans coming? How do you keep the ticket sales rolling? You have to make changes, because the world is forever changing. We're always evolving and looking for better ways to better each and every intricate part of an organization, period. Now, back to Mellody. Molly must be on my mind, and she must have something that she's coming out with that I'm eventually going to have to go look and see what it is, because I have said her name twice in this video, and it is not her. Mellody Hudson. If you are not thinking about it, and the statement that's out there is not true, because it's either AI formulated or someone just kind of put something together and gave it a Gemini format to kind of make it seem like so. If it isn't so, we're looking and hoping that Chicago can find their way from a standpoint of finding a great GM, a great coach, and the caliber of players that you need to bring something much greater to Chicago's hearts and souls, that gives them something to drive for, gives them something to want to continue to pay their money for a great game. You want to not only be there to see your favorite player, but you want to be entertained by the game. And that's all teams in the W. The 2 expansion teams that have been added, that is going to be playing next year, along with the expansion team that did extremely well this year. No one thought would ever make it, but yet they were there. They were in the mist, and they lost in the first round. But in 2025, Chicago went 10-34, tied the worst league's record. I can't even explain that players on Chicago Sky would be upset, tremendously upset with someone like Angel Reese for making the statement she made. I get it. People are in their feelings, but she said nothing wrong. And we do already know, everyone knows, it's been said that yes, it was not the best of timing. However, that was not supposed to go out when it went out. It wasn't. But it did. Lesson learned. She's young. She will grow from it. So we got to understand that this is some growing pains for her right now with her and her teammates. For those that may possibly return, you have to figure out how you get that balance back. It's tough to do when you're an athlete, but it can be done. The franchise has faced criticism for mismanagement and lack of consistent competitive direction. Who else can you get to help with that direction? Well, why not a caliber of person of Mellody? I think Mellody, again, could come in and make great changes that would be for the greater good. It would be a lot of changes to get the players what they need and to get the right players in Chicago. And it's not no knock on the players that are there. I'm military guy, so sometimes you might hear me say soldiers, troops, or something like that. You at some point have to figure out how you will make things right for these players. Bring the right players, and then the players that are here will feel more compelled to go harder. And that's not to say that they didn't play hard. We know that every game they did not play hard. They each talked about it in the post-conference interviews right after the games. They talked about it. There's no way that one of those females on that team, one of those players, should have been that upset with Angel Reese. Is it because she's young and they're older and they feel like it's not her place? If you're a player on the team, it's your place. I don't care how old or how young you are. If you have a charismatic feel for the team that you're on, for the way that they're playing, but not the players themselves, then you should be able to express yourself. I'm always going to be an advocate for someone that speaks up for themselves in a way that allows the situation you're in to grow. If this is what it takes for Chicago to grow, then this is what you have to do. And sometimes you have to be put on a hot plate to feel the fire, to understand. And after you feel that fire, you will more than likely get some, not all, of what you need. Tensions with the star forward, Angel Reese, has come to light, and I spoke on it before. She was openly criticized for it by her organization. They said it should have been done behind closed doors, when in fact they came out and they did it in public. Now, did they do it in public to get back at her, to try to shame her? You didn't shame her. What you did is you made the fans that she had, and even some that aren't the best of fans, but still nevertheless a fan, understands and has come to her defense because of the criticism that she's gotten from everyone. Candace Parker, I don't understand why it's that she has to talk about Angel Reese so much and never in a positive light. And I'm going to take back the word never, because she did once while sitting with the commentators when she was getting her jersey retired in Chicago. But shortly thereafter she did that, she came off the visiting podcast that she was on, or sitting in front with the speakers that asked her questions about Angel during halftime of her jersey retirement, playing against Las Vegas Aces. Candace, you got to stop doing it, Candace. But nevertheless, it's your platform, it's your voice. You do what you want. But you know, and I know that the Reese's fans are coming for you, and you need to be careful about how you vitriol one player when you were to once a player. And if this type of coverage was done during the time you were playing, would that affect you or not? You can probably say, yes, it would affect me. I don't want to hear it, blah, blah, blah. Or, no, it don't affect me. I don't care. Where are we next? Gian Pagliuca has publicly said that Reese is on the roster until I hear differently from Angel. Until she hears differently from Reese, she's supposed to be on the roster for 2026 with the Chicago Sky. But we know men lie, women lie. So sometimes it's not just your choice of words. You have to be careful when you're spilling those things, because if it comes back and you say, well, I bought this ticket and I bought season tickets not only for myself but for my family, because we came to see Angel Reese play on in this jersey on this court at every home game, but you lied to me yet again after lying about other things, right? Courtney Vandersloot, a longtime franchise player and the cornerstone, who suffered an ACL tear in 2025 of this season, early on in the season, mentioned that she would be back. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know, guys. I would have to go back and watch the video. But I was told that there was tension because I'm not sure. Maybe it was something that Sloot said or Angel said and Sloot wanted to say, or something that Sloot said that just rubbed Angel the wrong way. And I don't think her saying what she said towards the end of the game had anything to do with something personal. But Courtney planned to be back. Vandersloot planned to be back and suited up. Now, the young core, despite the adversity, the Sky has some promising building blocks. They do. They have really good building blocks. Angel is young, productive, getting it done, making her money, making boss move, has her own show start podcast. She has her own everything at this point, and she did this so eloquently. You have Camila Cardoso drafted in the 2024 year, as well as Angel Reese has shown flashes of upside to her game and being able to do the things that Chicago Sky initially thought that she would come in and do. And sometimes you just have to give a player a year. You gave her a year, and here, second year, she was able to deliver. She was able to be the player you wanted her to be when she got out there. Score, bump, screen, and maneuver people. However, the team has limited flexibility. They traded away their 2026 first-round pick. And you cannot expect to win a solid game come or win a game in that manner. So, I don't know, guys. With all that being said, Think about it. You have issues with development of Cardosa to her full potential or close to her potential. You have a dispute where there's issues in the front office and the coaching stability. Also, roster moves and free agency will be a thing. Angel Reese's status is another thing. And the list goes on. But with that being said, I am going to bid you all adieu because it is time to shut it down right now. And for me to get myself back to work. Hey, do me a favor. And I know I didn't say it when I first came on, but do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit it. Hit it. I'll wait. Okay, I think I waited long enough. I know that was a long pause. You're like, is she going to come back on? Yes, I'm going to come back on. Hit the like button if you have not hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you are not a subscriber at this time. Please go ahead and subscribe. So that way I will come across your screen. But what really is going to get is if you hit that notification bell right next to subscribe. You hit that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I drop. I know sometimes that the notifications aren't coming through silently, but it's just the area in which you're in. But again, like, comment, subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop with no hesitation, none whatsoever. Guys, I bid you adieu. I salute you. Thank you for coming in the chat. Thank you for coming and clicking on my podcast and seeing what it's all about, what I'm talking about, where we are. Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I don't know what I'm talking about? Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be on here anyway. So with that, guys, I am going to go ahead and I will see you later. And until next time, be blessed. Be stress-free. Be stress-free. There's nothing in this world that will cause anyone to be under so much stress. So again, you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Let me put on my music because I need to start getting this outro out because it's the coolest. Here we go. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to turn it down.
Brought me here against my will. Never ask questions, shoot to kill. Built this country with our hands. Label me 3/5 of a man. All we've ever known was pain. Mixed with thunder, mixed with rain.
I have it low, guys. But on sneaker blasting.
Free, so take them cuffs off me.
Thank you both, Lord, for giving me the song, posting it on my channel, and utilizing it. You're awesome.
I know I'm supposed to be. See, I roll with 10,000 fearless, and we be all believers. We only roll off instructions given by a fearless leader. Man, y'all some cheaters. Yo, justice ain't gon' free us. Yo, Billy Club Mike can beat us, but the Savior came to free us. March on, how long? Never gonna get us nothing. Preach on, how long? My people out here suffering. We better be doing some adjusting. Politics is out here hustling. Gotta keep changing this thing. All my people just didn't die for nothing. We wanna be free. We just gotta be free. Freedom. We just gotta go free. We want freedom. Free. We just gotta go free. Freedom. We wanna be free. We just gotta be free. United we stand, divided we fall. Send a message to the black man, it's the final call. See, business is warfare, y'all, and it's gonna free us all. Time to better hood back, get that bread and buy some more. And when they leave the hood, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna beg or plead or pull on through? Gotta spread that money with your crew. I'm spitting true game to you. Gotta get that sack, never look back, cause where I came for you. We wanna be free. We just gotta be free. Freedom. We wanna be free. We just gotta go free. We want freedom. We wanna be free. We just gotta go free. Freedom. We wanna be free. We just gotta go free. We want freedom. Brought me here against my will. Freedom. Never ask questions, shoot to kill. Freedom. Built this country with our hands. Freedom. Label me 3/5 of a man. Freedom. All we've ever known was pain. Mixed with thunder, mixed with rain. Our strength in God's love. New day and time. We will never be slaves again.
We will never be slaves again. All right, y'all. Before this starts back up again, let's go ahead and shut her down. Again, bid you do salute.